Welcome to the channel where we explore the fascinating origins of history and culture. Today, we dive into the legendary tale of the founding of one of the greatest cities in history, Rome. Our story begins over 2,700 years ago in the heart of Italy. Picture this, central Italy in the 8th century BCE. The region we now know as Rome was a lush and hilly landscape, crossed by the life-giving Tiber River. This area, rich in resources, became home to tribes who would lay the foundation for a city that would dominate the ancient world. But Rome's beginnings are steeped in myth and mystery. Rome's story begins with two twins, Romulus and Remus, whose tale blends myth and history into a captivating narrative. Romulus and Remus were said to be the sons of Rhea Silvia, a Vestal virgin, and Mars, the god of war. According to legend, their birth posed a threat to the ruling king, Romulus, who ordered them to be abandoned by the Tiber River. The twins' lives were miraculously saved by a she-wolf, who discovered them and nurtured them in her den. They were later found by a shepherd named Faustulus and his wife, who raised them as their own. As the twins grew, their strength and ambition became evident. When they discovered their royal lineage, they decided to overthrow their tyrannical uncle, Romulus, and restore their grandfather Numitor to the throne of Alba Longa. After reclaiming their family's power, Romulus and Remus turned their attention to founding a new city. They chose the site of the 7 hills near the Tiber River. However, disagreement arose: which hill should the city be built on? Romulus preferred the Palatine Hill, while Remus favored the Aventine. To resolve their dispute, they sought the will of the gods through augury, the practice of interpreting the flight patterns of birds. Romulus claimed to have received the gods' favor, but tensions between the brothers escalated. The argument tragically ended with Romulus killing Remus. While this fratricidal act may seem shocking, it was not unusual in ancient mythologies where the founding of a city or dynasty often involved sacrifice. Romulus' actions symbolized the hard choices leaders faced in establishing authority and unity. Once Romulus became the sole founder, he established the city of Rome in 753 BCE, laying its first walls and organizing its initial government. He instituted religious practices to honor the gods and protect the fledgling city. According to legend, Romulus also created Rome's first laws and military structure, ensuring its survival amidst rival tribes. Interestingly, archaeological findings suggest early settlements on the Palatine Hill around this time, lending some credibility to the legendary tale. While the exact details may remain myth, the spirit of the story captures Rome's resilient and ambitious origins. Under Romulus, the small settlement began to grow. To populate the city, Romulus invited exiles, fugitives, and outsiders. But there was one major problem: a lack of women. This challenge led to one of the most controversial episodes in Roman mythology, the abduction of the Sabine women. According to the story, Romulus invited the neighboring Sabines to a festival and then seized their women to ensure Rome's population growth. While this act might seem brutal, it was depicted in ancient texts as a necessity for Rome's survival. The aftermath, however, is equally fascinating. The Sabine men declared war on Rome, but the conflict ended in a remarkable twist. The Sabine women, who had grown to accept their new lives, intervened to stop the fighting. Their actions led to a truce and an alliance between the Romans and the Sabines. This blending of cultures and traditions became a hallmark of early Roman society. Over time, alliances with other tribes strengthened Rome, allowing it to grow from a small settlement into a thriving city-state. Romulus continued to expand Rome's territory and influence through diplomacy and warfare. His reign set the stage for the city's transformation into a dominant power. Of course, the story of Romulus and Remus is a legend. Historians believe Rome's founding was likely a gradual process, with settlements along the Tiber evolving into a city through trade and alliances. Evidence suggests that Rome's early growth was driven by its strategic location, allowing control of key trade routes and fostering economic prosperity. Regardless of how it began, Rome's influence is undeniable. From its legendary founding to its rise as a republic and empire, the city shaped the course of history. Rome's story reminds us of the power of myths and the enduring impact of a city built on vision and resilience. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Rome's legendary past. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment below about your favorite part of Rome's history. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.